What's going on, guys? So a lot of you may know me from TikTok or Instagram, but you guys have literally been begging, and I mean begging me to make a YouTube. So here's my first video, and I figured there'd be no better way than to start with a Q&A from you guys. So I asked you guys questions on my Instagram. We're going to be answering them. Here we go. So the first question we got is from Benji Ortiz, and he says, how do you feel after a bad sparring session? Honestly, I feel like every single boxer has been in this spot before where you have a bad sparring session and you want to quit boxing, you want to give it up, you think you're the worst boxer on earth. But honestly, after a while, you're still gonna feel that way. But for me, I got about 20 fights now, or going on my 21st fight, and you're still gonna feel that pain. But what you'll realize is it's a growing opportunity, especially because sparring is not a fight. You're working on things. You're not using every tool in your toolbox every time you're sparring. So there might be a day where you're working on your jab. There might be a day where you're working on head movement. So as long as you complete those mini objectives, you're going to feel a little bit better. It still sucks. Like, you're getting beat up. There's nothing fun about that. You want to do great every time you get in the ring, but it kind of just comes with the game. Not every day is going to be your best day. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. And the more you kind of remember that, it helps you out the more times you get in the ring. And if you do have a bad sparring session. So it sucks, but you kind of learn to get over it. The next question is from Zayang. I pray to God I'm saying that name right. I pretty much don't know if I am. But he said, how to work on your head movement. Now, honestly, I'm going to answer this the same way one of my fighters would ask me, or one of my clients would ask me. If you want to get better at head movement, you must be shadow boxing, must be using your slip ropes, and really just perfecting your craft on your own time. Make it a priority, because if you're just letting it slip by and thinking about you're going to work on it later, it's just never going to happen. So honestly, one of my favorite things to do is a little line drill that we do at the gym. You'll put a line on a mirror, whether that's with a piece of duct tape, there might be like a slit in the mirror, or you can get an expo marker and just draw a line, but use that as your center line. So that's where people are going to be aiming to hit you. That's the target. So the goal is you tread off line. So whether that's with slips, whether that's with dips, slips, weaves, once you get that down, start mixing in with your punches. So that way it teaches you shoot, you move your head, you throw again. Plus, with that line, you'll also be able to practice throwing your head or moving your head as you punch, which is also another part of being proactive with your defense rather than reactive. We actually got a really good question from Jackson Keegan, and he asked, what motivates you in the gym, and also what just made you start boxing? Whew, boy, we're in for a treat. So the reason I started boxing is I was fat. Like, I'm just gonna be real with you. It wasn't like I was chubby. No, I was sloppy fat. Like, I was not healthy. When I was in, I want to say 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, that type of time, basically middle school, I was pushing 200. I think my highest was maybe 210. When I started boxing in senior year of high school, one, I kept getting in fights because I kept getting bullied, and I was like, man, I just needed to defend myself. Then on top of that, I also realized, as I said, I was not healthy, so I need to lose some weight. So I went into the boxing gym. Huge. First day, hardest day I've ever had. And that's honestly the reason I started. There's a few things that also motivate me to stay in the gym. One, I got good people around me, so it's not like I'm out doing bad stuff that I shouldn't be doing. I actually live with one of my coaches. We're the same age. We met through the gym. Now we're boys. Y'all know Coach Trey from the videos if you watch my TikTok or Instagram. But nonetheless, have good people around me, so it's easy to stay on track. But another thing that really, really motivates me is keeping my family set for life. Before I started boxing, I thought I was going to be like a lawyer or a salesman or something, but that wasn't really fulfilling to me. So knowing that I can do something more with my brand, knowing I can do something more with myself and motivate other people, that's a huge motivation. Plus, being able to set my family up for life and having that opportunity through boxing is something that keeps me motivated. So anytime I don't want to go train or I don't want to work out, I just think about those little things like that. And that honestly, that wakes me right up, and I'm already at the gym. Next question is from Poppy Shampoo. One crazy name. I'm rocking with it though. But he asked, what weight do I fight at? When I started my first fight, I had it at 140, and then we progressively kind of went down in weights. So I fight everywhere between 140, 135, 130, 132. But for most national tournaments, I'm fighting at 125 pounds. If it's like a club show or something, I'll fight anywhere between 125, 135, somewhere in that range. But yeah, for national tournaments, I'm fighting 125. The next question we got is absolutely one of my favorite questions I got on my Instagram, and it's from Rocco Harmon. And he said, why are you fighting out of a fitness gym and not a real boxing gym? Now, here's my answer. One, we're not just a fitness gym. Two, we have Golden Glove champions, we have regional champions, we have people competing at the national level. We have over 17 fighters on our fight team. We produce a Golden Glove champion every single year from scratch, whether that's at the novice level or the open level. My boy Christian actually won regionals last year out of the Southeast at 132, I believe. And he went on to win at the first round of nationals last year. So I would consider us a real gym nonetheless. I think might have what happened with this comment is you might see our Instagram. You're like, man, a lot of these people, they're doing this for fitness. This is like fitness boxing. And at my gym, we do offer fitness boxing. Reason being, a lot of people don't want to be a world champ. Some people just want to get in shape and have fun. Everybody can box. You don't have to be a world champ. You don't have to want to be a fighter, but you can just want to learn the sport or just want to get a great workout in nonetheless. Because as we know, boxing is an amazing workout for anyone. Plus, think about it, man. A lot of these people might be teachers, lawyers. I got heart surgeons that train at the gym. They can't risk getting punched in the face and getting their face messed up and all this stuff when they got to go to work tomorrow. So if they want to learn the sport and have fun and do something new and do something they always wanted to do, why not? We don't have to make every single person a fighter. For the people that do want to fight, that's definitely an option. But like I said, you don't have to. People that want to fight, like my boy Giovanni, he's 6-0 right now. He's coming along great. And he's only been with us for like about a year and a half. So people like that, they definitely can get those opportunities. But if you don't want to fight at my gym, you don't have to. We're not begging for fighters. We don't need fighters. But if you want to fight, it's just something you could do. Next question I got was from Curdy. Curdy said, what can I do if I can see improvements, but not when I spar? And Curdy, honestly, that's a great question. I feel like not a lot of people talk about this enough. And my advice to you is keep going, man. So the only way to get better at something is by repping it out. Yes, you might not be good at first. Michael Jordan, 6-time NBA champion. He got cut from his high school or middle school basketball team. So you got to think about little stuff like that. But the best way to get better is to improve. Also, when you're training, punches aren't necessarily coming at your face. So it's just learning muscle memory and figuring out how to pull those moments out when stuff's hitting the fan, intensity is a little bit higher, your emotions are flaring up, and just pulling it out in the ring. Because anybody can look good on the mitts, anybody can look good on the bag, but in the ring, it's a different story. So just keep sparring. It'll get better, I promise you. I've been there. A lot of fighters have been there. You just got to keep repping it out and honestly just keep trusting your training and doing what you're doing. Because if you've seen it get better, I mean, you got to be doing something right. All right, guys, and the last question before we end this video off is from Joseph_Gamer6789. And he said, what are some good workouts to do at home when I can't make it to the gym or I can't make the sparring? And honestly, I see this question probably the most on my TikTok, my Instagram. The biggest thing I can tell you is the same thing I would tell these fighters. And I kind of mentioned a little bit earlier in the video. You must be shadow boxing. If you want to get good at boxing and learn fast, you must be shadow boxing. One thing I always tell the guys is think about a classroom. You're not learning everything right then and there in the classroom. You're going to have to go home and do homework. You're going to have to study. So you might learn something at the gym, but it's your job to go home and do the homework. That's not the coach's job. That's your job, just like at school. So, and the best way you're going to do that is by shadow boxing. So whether that's getting in the mirror, slowing down, speeding up, whatever you need to do to get it down, that's what you're gonna have to do. You don't need a heavy bag. That's another reason I love shadow boxing. You don't need any fancy equipment. And that's gonna be the last question of the video, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. If you made it this far, go ahead, drop a like, comment, subscribe, drop some questions you want to see in the next video, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.